This is his vest that I cut off.
Gillian Galehan has kept the vest as proof of what she says is the alarming condition of a dog she was given 2 weeks ago by an animal shelter in Mission, Kansas. She knew there was a problem as soon as she saw, or rather smelled, the dog.
They brought out Dexter, and as soon as that door opened, I was like, ooh.
But her concerns about that bad smell were soon overshadowed by what she saw when she took off Dexter's vest to give him a bath.
It's like red and wet and skin. It's just irritated skin, like no hair. I really was just like a shock. Like I literally looked at my daughter and I'm like, I don't even know what to do.
When Gillian finally reached someone at the shelter a few hours later, she was more than just upset. She was mad.
How many of you walked past his kennel and ignored that smell? Or did the kennels or the shelter stink so bad that you guys couldn't recognize that something was wrong?
Gillian is one of 8 people that spoke to Fox 4 problem solvers concerned about Unleash Pet Rescue. They not only talked to us, but provided photos and video, including of a dog's food bowl filled with live roaches. Former volunteers and employees allege the shelter routinely has too many dogs and not enough people to care for them. Former manager Karen Swanson, who quit last year.
When I was there, it was usually between 80 and 100. And I believe our max capacity was supposed to be around 60. Okay. So it was a lot of dogs.
Swanson said there were so many dogs and so few employees that some dogs only got out of their cage for 15 minutes a day. She said when she raised her concerns to shelter director Danielle Reno, they were ignored.
If anyone talked about there being too many dogs, she would show us pictures of dogs that she refused to take and tell us how now those dogs are dead because we didn't take them.
Another former employee said that while she was there, 2 dogs escaped and were hit by cars. She blamed broken shelter doors that she said the staff struggled to keep repaired.
It was already a mess when I got there, and when I started realizing that things were not, nothing was changing and nothing was getting better and things were only getting worse.
We're working hard to do our improvements on our building, and it really is hard to get donations to do the improvements on a facility that is ran 100% off donations when you have people making up lies.
But Reno acknowledged that not everything people told us was a lie, including about Dexter.
One of our employees placed a Thunder shirt on him to help with his anxiety, but because he drools, it was wet right here and rubbed his skin raw.
She said the shirt should have been changed daily. She said the employee was disciplined. And as for that dog bowl of roaches?
I was not here when the video was taken. I'm sure that there's more to the story than just a video, but I can give you a tour of the shelter, and you can see that that's not a problem.
But I mean, what would have been more to the story than just the video? I mean, you know, your own shelter, so I mean, how was it taken out of context? Are you answering? I don't know. I don't know what she's looking at you. Okay.
The video was in an empty cage, and I believe it was in a spot in the building where there were not animals housed, and it was a food bowl that should have been cleaned out.
Reno invited us on a tour to prove her shelter is clean and not overcrowded. At the time of the tour, there were 37 adult dogs in the shelter. The review of state inspection reports shows that's far fewer than the number found during the last 6 inspections, where at times there were as many as 90. The reports were provided to Fox 4 problem solvers by the Kansas Department of Agriculture's Division of Animal Health. The shelter was deemed unsatisfactory in the October inspection after surfaces, drainage, spacing, ventilation, and waste disposal were found not in compliance. During our tour, there were numerous people cleaning and caring for the animals, but our visit was not a surprise. Danielle knew we were coming.
Every dog that you see in here would be dead if we didn't take them here.
She says it's always a struggle to raise enough money to keep the shelter up to code. When we were there, a tarp covered the roof. She said she's trying to raise enough money to pay for a new one. But longtime supporters, including Jillian, who has fostered more than 20 dogs, says she won't be back.
I think ultimately they need to be held accountable. Like these dogs, the cats that they have, they can't speak for themselves. And you know, what they did to him was wrong. It was very wrong.
The state of Kansas is investigating the shelter, and so is the Pet Control Division of Mission Police. Danielle said she and her attorney are cooperating fully and expect to be exonerated. Linda Wager, Fox 4 Problem Solvers.